Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, I'm John and I'm back with another video on my channel, Musings of Marine. Hope everybody's doing well out there. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room if we may. Why is my nose all bandaged up like this? Well, it's because I just had a Mohs procedure on it this morning to remove some basal cell skin cancer. So this is the way I look. And this is going to kind of run into the theme today. But first of all, I'd like to mention, probably might want to use sunblock if you don't use it already. 50 SPF if you got fair skin like me. So anyways, that's the story behind this. Now you'd probably think, well, why the heck would I do a video now with my nose bandaged up like this? Well, it's partly because, I finally have a topic that I want to talk about, and today's a good day to do it. And the other thing is, I don't really care what anybody thinks about how I look right now anyways. Not doing this for a joke or anything. It just is what it is. It's a part of life. And it runs into the theme I'm going to talk about today a little bit about not being self-conscious. You see, obviously, I've talked many times about my wife Diana and I, and she's from Iloilo, as we all know, and we're talking all the time about, are we going to retire there, and if so, how are we going to go about it? But she has mentioned to me in the past that, you live in Iloilo, there's not going to be a lot of Americans or expats to meet up with and to hang out with. And the truth of the matter is, I'm okay with that. I am more than okay with that. There's a lot of great expats who do, really nice people that do videos here, and Mike and Michael from Canada, and Paul the old dog. I watch all their videos and I enjoy them. Brian the Lion, there's another one. Shout out to all those guys. I enjoy them, but in their videos, it's good stuff. But the fact of the matter is where they are all from, or nearby where they're all from, is full of expats. And I don't necessarily consider that a good thing. I have heard the term Dramageddon when referring to Doomageddon, and obviously that's a big expat hotspot. And yeah, sometimes some Westerners maybe get a little bit too much alcohol in them, and they have a tendency to get in arguments or fight. Thankfully, that's never going to be a problem for me because I'm not going to go to bars anymore. I haven't had a drink in quite some time, 14 and a half years. So no problem there. But, while there's some cool places that, these expats live, Cebu, Bonifacio Global City is another great place. Some are even moving into the Tagaytay area, which certainly is understandable. It's beautiful there. And of course, much cooler. A lot of people who do their vlogs, from Dumaguete, they actually don't even live there. They'll live in Valencia, which is nearby, but a little bit more highly elevated. And of course, you're going to have your expats in Cebu as well. And there is a American-Canadian expat group in Iloilo. So if I really felt the need to associate with people who look like me or had a background similar to mine, I could do it. But see, one thing I've got going for me that the other people, a lot of them that moved to the Philippines, don't have, is that I have a wife from there, and I have been over there with her 6 times already. And this has created a good bond between her and your family and mine and myself, actually. And that's a good thing. and I love hanging out with them. I love doing things with them. Obviously, I've talked so many times about my nephew Baba, but my great nephew Miggs, he's at an age now where he can hang out with us, and my great niece Bia, another person. She's already an adult, and so these are the things where when I am over there, and particularly with my wife Diana, I don't need to seek people to associate with. Diana's still got some friends that live over there that she likes to see when we are over there. And of course, hanging out with Baba and when he's available. But, just finding an everyday routine would be fine. But, if I felt such a strong urge to hang out with expats all the time, then I wouldn't want to live in Iloilo. And if I had to be with people who look like me all the time, then why the heck would I want to live over there in the first place? But I do. I love Filipino people. They have a seemingly more resilient, better attitude towards life. When you're not spoiled with things the way a lot of us Americans are, you don't expect a lot, and anything you get, you appreciate a lot more. So I just like Filipino people better in general. I don't have a lot of close friends. I don't have really any close friends here in Michigan or in the United States anymore. I love my family, my immediate family, my brothers and sister. I have some great cousins that I really enjoy hanging out with. And but we don't see each other that much. So other than that, none of them live close by. Diana and I are kind of in our own little world here in Redford, Michigan, and there really isn't anybody that we hang out with or associate with. So for me to go over to Iloilo would be no problem. But here's the thing, too. I've talked about this before on one of my videos about how going to Iloilo is an ego trip for me. Because I stand out like a sore thumb. Kind of like the way I look right now. Not a lot of expats in Iloilo, despite the fact that there is that organization that I had just mentioned. I can go weeks in Iloilo and not see another white person. And I love that. And it makes me stand out in the crowd. Who's this light-skinned guy who's taller than just about everybody. I like the attention. It doesn't bother me in the least. And that's why I could do this video with this stupid bandage on my face. It doesn't bother me. I don't care what people think. And I am very comfortable in my own skin amongst Filipinos because I know they're nice people. I don't ever feel threatened when I'm in Iloilo or any other place I've gone in the Philippines in a long, long time. So I don't worry about that at all. Yeah, usually somebody is with me, but not always. I did make that little trek from my condo there in Mega World to the Haro Plaza that one morning, and I did it all by myself and found people to be helpful and showing me how to get there, picking the right bus and everything. So I get along through the city without any help from any friends or family. But I do have some strong acquaintances in Iloilo, people that I've met through the Ford dealership that if I wanted to say hi to, I could or associate with a little bit. My friend Note by Oat, he's actually a salesman now at a Chevy MG store in Haro. So if I really wanted to seek some strong friendship, other than my wife's family, I could do that. And they don't have to be expats, okay? I'm quite comfortable talking with everybody. And not just my wife's immediate family and the nieces and nephews, but all of her cousins and extended family. Every time they come over to our house there in Lucky Homes in Haro, I can engage in a conversation with any of them and fit right in. And I'm happy that I'm that way, that I'm outgoing and can genuinely adapt to any situation. I think it's a trait I got from my father. He was very, very good at that. So, that's just one thing that I wanted to mention today. I'm blessed because a lot of people in expats, they go to the Philippines and they don't really know anybody. And yeah, maybe it's kind of good for them to have people similar to them to hang out with to help them to adjust to the situation. But I don't need to worry about that. I know the city of Iloilo very well, and having in-laws and a nephew who's one of my best friends in the world look out for me, and he just knows how to get everywhere and who to talk to and who to call to make arrangements. Baba made all of the arrangements for our trip to Bohol and Panglao last time we were there. So there's all that kind of stuff that goes on that some expats, when they're new to the Philippines, they don't have that, asset, to be able to have people to show them around. And I do have that, and it's wonderful. So I don't need any expats. I like standing out. I like to be the sore thumb, that one Maputi that's hanging around Iloilo. Who the heck is this guy? And of course, because they know I'm an expat and have more money than a lot of them have, that I'm going to get the better treatment, the good morning or good afternoon, sir, every time I walk into a store. I'm going to be, shown respect in any place of business because they know that I likely have money to spend in there. So there's that aspect of it too. Why be another face in the crowd? Why be like everybody else? That's boring to me. Normal is boring, all right? It's just, I'm not in the least bit embarrassed by any of it. And I know there are probably some Alongos out there that just like to talk behind my back. They don't necessarily want to see somebody like me over there, but it doesn't bother me. I got enough people over there that love me enough to take care of me, and it's not a problem. So that's just the subject I wanted to talk about today. I'm just comfortable in my own skin over there, and if I never see an expat ever when I'm in the Philippines, I couldn't care less. Doesn't bother me in the least because I've got enough people over there already to take care of me and that like me, and it's really no worries. Again, if I stand out in the crowd, who cares? That's what I'm doing right now with this stupid bandage on my face, and it doesn't bother me. So that's all I got to say, folks. Thanks for watching, tuning in. Semper Fi. God bless.